morning, Tim. It's Andre. Well, I'm glad you and I could get together to kind of review some things for our clients. For my clients, I'd love for you to do a quick introduction, and maybe after you're done, I can do my introduction for your clients. So why don't you go ahead and take it away? Tell me a little bit about, or tell our clients a little bit about yourself.
Great. Thanks, Andre. Thanks for having me. My name is Tim Houck. I'm a residential realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, located out of Redondo Beach, Torrance, and Palos Verdes, and been the top producing agent in my office the last 2 years. Feel very blessed to be in this industry, and great to look forward to talking today.
Awesome. Yeah, Tim and I have known each other for probably about 4 or 5 years now, and I've really enjoyed working with you and your clients. My name is Andre Hemmersbach. I've been doing home loans and helping people finance for more than 35 years. I almost stopped counting. And yeah, it's been like you said, I've been really blessed to be in this industry for the last 35 years. Love what I do, love helping people. And I think that's kind of a little bit what we're going to do today, is hopefully clarify some things, because it seems like there's a lot of changes going on, right?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
So let's start with, what are you seeing out there right now for home buyers and sellers? And I got some charts maybe we can pop up at the appropriate time if you want. Just let me know. What are you seeing out there right now for home buyers and sellers?
It's a great question. Even within the last 2 weeks, I've seen a shift, as a lot of people are saying. But I know we've spoken in the past, but I was showing homes last week, and I showed 7 homes, and 6 of the 7 homes had price reductions.
Wow. And
then also last week, I had helped a home buyer get accepted on a home, and it was contingent on their home sale, which is kind of unheard of and hasn't happened lately. In the last couple of years, that's been very challenging to do. So I'm seeing that shift where price reductions are occurring. So on the home buying side, I think there will obviously rates are going up, but I think there is that opportunity where you're not competing against 10 offers. Have to view it the first few days on the market. So there's a little more leverage in that sense. And then on the selling side,
well, let's actually, before we go on the seller side, I want to talk about that, because a contingent offer. I'm going to pop up a screen right here, and this is kind of speaks to your, and maybe you can kind of go into this. This is percent, and you should be able to see. Do you see that screen right now?
Yes.
So this is as of July. So this is from 4 days ago, and this is the percent of median. The median percent of the original sales price. I am absolutely amazed that you had a contingent offer accepted. I think I've had one of those in the last 4 years.
Right. It's rare.
So in this chart, I think you can see that in the last year that the original offer price on median has been exceeded by, let's say in April was 105% for Orange County, for 105.5% for Orange County, and 104% or almost 105% for LA County. And that in the last couple of months now has dropped to the point where it's still over 100%. Which means that half the prices are going for under, or I should say the median sales price is, half of them are going for under sales price or the original sales price, and half of them are going for over. So that is exactly in line with what you've just talked about.
Right. And so we're seeing few longer days on market as well, and in addition to some price reductions. So I think there's opportunity, and people just need to be aware of what's the accurate price. And on the buying side, what kind of deal can you get, right? If you're the only offer, it's a much different situation than if there's 2, 3, 4 plus offers, right?
Right. Well, actually, I got days on the market here too. Let me just pop that one up. If you look for LA and Orange County, I don't know, explain this to me. Days on the market, is that for closed? That would be is that through offer accepted, or is that through actual close? Do you know?
Great question. So it's until offer is accepted. So from the first day on the market until an offer is accepted. So that does not include escrow. So this stat is very, things have shifted in the last couple of weeks, but it kind of goes hand in hand with price reductions, right? So homes on the market for a couple months, there's likely going to be a price reduction that's needed.
Right. So if this is actual from the days on the market from the day of listing to the day under contract, this is like a very, very current stat, right? I mean, this is like, we're talking within a couple of weeks. And it looks like last month, it's gone from a whopping 10 days, or in the last, like over the summer, beginning of summer, June, it was 9 days. Now it's a whopping 13 days. So slowing down, but definitely not a buyer's market. It's just kind of slowing down a little bit.
Right, right. And that's something to keep an eye on for, as home sellers are looking to price their home and looking at comparable properties, and home buyers too. This is a great stat, days on market, to look at competing homes and what's taking place in the market. So, I'm seeing some homes where this will increase, and which leads to price reductions too. So I think just a crucial time for home sellers too on their end to be very, very price point precise on pricing their home, because you can't, gone are the days of just listing your home low and watching the market do its thing. Right. Because buyers are out there now looking and using some of their leverage. So you have to price it right. And those homes are still selling, as there's still a lot of buyers, but it's just not at the level of the competition that there was.
The craziness that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years. I think you bring up a really good point. I think it's extremely important, because as well as I know that something that sits on the market more than 2, 3, 4 weeks is pretty much DOA. I mean, you got to start all over again. So with your experience and stuff like that, I think that, well, one of the reasons maybe you always got to look for an experienced agent that really, really knows your market, is because if you price it wrong, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Would you agree? Right,
of course. And if you're not marketing the home on the selling side and preparing your home, because yes, those first 2 weeks on the market are crucial. And if you don't have any offers, then what? Then yes, price reduction, and you're moving down the ladder, and you're old news, right? Buyers will go to the next hot home on the market.
Old news, but then you have that stigma. It's like, what's wrong with the house, right? Exactly. And then, less people come and see it and so forth. So 2 really, really, really good points. Appreciate you bringing those up. I was going to say one more thing, because I think this one here, I'm going to share my screen again. Months of supply on the market. Where do you feel is the point where we get to a buyer's market? Because let's face it, sellers love a seller's market. Buyers just can't wait till we're in a buyer's market where they're in the driver's seat. It looks like we've gone from October of 2018 was the high of 4 months, and we went to the low in January, February, March was a relatively low 1.6, and that's for LA County. And now it looks like we've won all the way up to 2.5. At what point, I mean, historically, what point do you feel like we're in a buyer's market?
It's a great question. And I think it will all come back to the local market, right? So if we're looking in, Palos Verdes Estates, or we're looking in Manhattan Beach or Lomita, or, all throughout Southern California, it's going to be specific to that market, right? Where there might just be a few homes on the market in one city versus another. But overall, if inventory comes up, it's going to give the buyers more leverage versus just selecting from a few. So I think as it's all rate driven, and so I think rates will kind of drive this to see, are sellers going to continue listing their homes to where there's a lot of inventory, or maybe they're just sitting there right now and inventory will continue to be low. So months to come, I think, will be really telling to see if this stat continues to increase for the current inventory. But I know we've talked about it at length too, but as far as, are we shifting to a buyer's market, or is this a crash or something that's happened in the past? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a little more level playing field between buyers and sellers, and not so drastic as it has been the last couple of years. But it will be, like I said, just level the playing field and give a little more leverage to buyers. But I don't think it's going to take a crash. And there's a lot of buyers that are still competing out there, a lot of wealth. So people still need to know what to do to get accepted on a home.
Right. I agree. I totally 100% agree with you. I mean, I see rates moving up a little bit more. my kind of own personal feeling is that by the end of the year, we'll probably be about 1% higher than we are right now. I priced something out yesterday at 4.75 on just the very best type of scenario. Probably be closer to 6 by the end of the year. That's kind of what I'm gauging on, but that by no means is that we're going to be in a crash. I mean, you saw the number of active listings. And as you mentioned, in this area, Southern California, there's a lot of wealth. A lot of people have cash. There's still a bunch of buyers out there looking. And with the number of sales going down, because, I mean, unless you're moving from the area, as you and I discussed, I think it was earlier today, unless you're moving out of the area, there's not a lot of turnover. A lot of people moving from a low-priced home into a higher-priced home, and gonna increase their interest rate, increase their tax base for an extra 300 or 400 square feet. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we're gonna have relatively small amount of sellers, in my opinion, relatively small amount of sellers. We're going to have less buyers, but they're still going to be active out there. And that's going to be a balance between buyers and sellers. So I don't personally see a crash coming at all.
Right. And Andre, on that note, can I ask you a question about rates and packages? So I know
Sure.
that, last few years, the 30-year fixed has been the bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
Since everyone has been getting it, the clients we've partnered onto, are you seeing more clients come in for those, adjustable rates or those lower terms?
Yeah, so we're kind of in a unique time, without getting into too much detail, because your clients can call me at any time. I'd love to talk to them about it. But with inflation fears and now recession fears, because the Fed keeps hiking rates, the yield curve's inverted, which means that short-term rates are more expensive than long-term rates. So we're not in the point of the cycle where you're going to get a huge amount of benefit from going to like a 5-year or 7-year. There's going to be a small benefit, but the question is do you take the risk of being in a 5-year loan where rates are maybe 0.5% or 0.75% lower, and after 5 years, is there going to be an opportunity to refi? I mean, typically we go through these cycles every 5 to 7 years, so yes, there is, but you're taking a very large risk for a small benefit for the first 5 years. So yes, there is some small benefits to it. Like I said, in the range of about 0.75%. I'm pretty conservative. I always like going with 30-year fixed rate. If rates drop, there's plenty of opportunity to do no cost refis.
Okay, that's great.
Awesome. Any other questions you have for me? Oh, actually, before we go, I wanted to just let everybody know that I'm going to share my screen again, because as you mentioned, all real estate is local, and we can provide this. You can do this through MLS, as you know, through InfoSparks. We can do this down to a zip code. Like if I want to add a zip code, and this, like you said, everything is totally local. So if I add in Torrance right here, we can provide that information to you guys, your clients, or if my clients want to call me, we can give this information down to zip code and city, which again is going to help you make a decision as a buyer or as a seller for price point and so forth. I just wanted to add that in there, because this is the type of information that you and I have available, for our clients if they just call.
Yeah, I agree, and the stats don't lie, and so I think it'll be really crucial to keep an eye on those stats in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you. Unless you have anything else that we want to talk about, I'm thinking that hopefully we can do this on a monthly basis, just to kind of inform our clients on a regular basis. And I'll be seeing you around town. All right, buddy?
That'll be great. Thanks so much, Andre.
Thanks, Tim. We'll talk soon, right? Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, you too. Bye.